name is Michael Becker, co-founder and executive vice president of business development for iLoop Mobile. iLoop Mobile is a software provider. We provide a software as a service. What that means is it's essentially an internet-based application that marketers, brands, enterprises, and agencies can log into and self-administer and manage their mobile initiatives. I'm on the board of directors of the North American Mobile Marketing Association, as well as the global board of directors of the Mobile Marketing Association. In addition to that, I sit on the .mobi Mobile Advisory Group Steering Committee, and I'm also very active on the academic side of the industry as well. People often say it's the year of mobile next year. Well, frankly, mobile has been growing steadily over the last 8, 9, 10 years. A lot of things that are happening this year. One is the use of text messaging, the ability to service and display the mobile internet on next generation phones is rapidly growing, and so the handsets are getting much more capable, the data networks are getting much more capable, and more importantly too, consumers are becoming aware of it. The big difference between, say, 2008 and even as 2007 is the maturity of the tools and the maturity of the networks, and also the maturity of the standard. It's a terribly exciting time for the industry. People tend to not go to the mobile internet site to surf volumes and volumes of content. They tend to go to look for information they're looking for, or to fulfill a relatively small void of time, say 10, 20, 30 minutes a day on the mobile internet site, as opposed to, say, hours of searching. So you want to be cognizant of, when building a mobile internet site, the type of content you put on it. You know, a lot of people will think, well, I'm going to take my entire .com website and populate that onto a mobile phone, and that's absolutely the wrong thing to do. You want to think about, go back to Marketing 101. What does your customer need? What value are you offering? What are they looking for? And then in that context and in that environment, put that content and make it available on the mobile website. The key point for marketers is not to think about the mobile phone as a static or single channel, but a multimodal device. And with that in mind, then, you want to be using all of those modes. If you have a mobile phone with a telephone number on it, make it clickable so you can engage the voice channel. If you're on the voice channel on the mobile phone, give people options so they can have text messages sent to the phone or have mobile internet sites sent to the phone. If people are using a text messaging channel, give them the ability to text message a keyword into your corporate shortcode, and then that could possibly trigger a voice call. It could trigger delivering a mobile internet site, it could trigger opting into a text alert service, or any number of capabilities of the device. And the multimodal concept is critical for marketers to understand if they're going to be successful with this channel. We're getting what sites people are viewing, what links they're clicking on, what information they're getting. We're also getting context relevancy, the information that they're reading. We're getting the opportunity to hypertag or make that content relevant to location. We're getting the opportunity to make that content relevant to time. You're able to make that content relevant to the device that the person's on. And that's a very important point. You know, the iPhone experience versus the lower end phone that's a bit older, those are totally different experiences. And we're able to measure that. And so we're able to respond and create relevant content in real time for clients. And that's a really important thing. Some of the other data that people are looking for when they're comparing to the internet, however, is click-through experience to action. And some of those capabilities are not there yet, but they're coming rapidly. First and foremost, we're going to see a number of marketers recognizing that mobile is not just a standalone channel, but it's a capability that needs to be interjected into the broader marketing strategy. So mobile is an element of my marketing strategy, and I see marketers understanding that much, much more. What we're also going to see is interoperability and capabilities across carrier networks worldwide. And we're going to see faster networks, which will give us greater experiences and more richer experiences on the mobile. We're also going to see richer handsets and more capable handsets coming out over the next 18, 12, 24, 36 months. What you're also going to see as well is consumer adoption and awareness of the capabilities of the handset. Just because a handset is in the consumer's hands doesn't mean they know how to use that functionality or are ready to use that functionality. So we're going to see consumers experimenting more and more with new features and functions as they become aware of it, specifically as they see their friends using it. Now, when it comes to the naming convention of .mobi, the wonderful thing about .mobi, and as it's propagated more and more into the market, it's not just a top-level domain like .com or .org. The point of it is also to let consumers be aware of the fact that this site is capable of being rendered properly on the mobile phone. And it will be properly served up, it will look good, and it will have good functionality on the phone. So in that regard, the .mobi naming convention is critically important. Just because the technology is there doesn't mean all of the other pieces are. For a mass market solution to be capable of being used from a marketing perspective, say a fast moving consumer goods company wants to put a mobile component on a box in a supermarket. There are a lot of elements that marketers should consider about and which channel that they're going to use before they do that. They'll want to consider, is the capability interoperable across all the carrier networks? They'll want to consider the location or the geography of their campaign. Is this going to be a regional campaign? Is this going to be a national campaign? Is this going to be an international or global campaign? It has very significant impacts as to which channel you use for your program. You'll want to think about device adoption. What devices have been shipped into the market and how many consumers have that particular device in the market. When that phone is in the market, you want to think about, do consumers know how to use the functionality that you're promoting in your marketing initiative? So for example, a very common or emerging capability is Bluetooth marketing, using the Bluetooth channel on the phone. Well, many consumers aren't really aware of how to do that yet. So you may want to consider, before you do that on a mass market scale, to try it in more niche markets. Then a couple of other things you're going to think about. You want to think about the standards. Are the standards there? Both technical and business standards. And they are. And you can go to the Mobile Marketing Association, you can go to .mobi, you can go to the various tools there to look at some of the standards. So as a mass marketer, you want to be thinking about these things: interoperability, devices, device awareness or capability, and standards. And then when you take all that into consideration, you can launch some really exciting mobile initiatives.